Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm from Ukraine, and I vlog daily to keep you updated on the real life situation in my country as this awful war with Russia continues, but our victory is also approaching. If you're new to the channel and like my videos, please subscribe. Today, Zelensky spoke to the European Parliament, and I think this is one of the important events in our modern Ukrainian history. Ukraine is coming closer to the European Union, and from my previous videos, you know that I am a great supporter of the EU, and actually, my postdoc research is also connected with that, same as many subjects that I teach to Ukrainian students. Yesterday, looking at the photos of President Zelensky with Rishi Sunak, with the King Charles, I was very much inspired. And to tell you the truth, what I was thinking about that just a couple of years ago, it was totally impossible to imagine that any Ukrainian president would receive so much attention and support from different leaders of the world. Of course, the reason why the world saw Ukraine and why the world stands with Ukraine is really bad. And I wish that many other beautiful countries that are underestimated or a little bit unknown to the global public become known and visible for better reasons. But for Ukraine, it is an important chance that the world sees true Ukrainian identity, true Ukrainian spirit, and the world stands with us. So all of our people are very honored by the attention, kind words, understanding that they receive, like that our president receives when visiting your countries, because now he stands for all of us. And listening to him speak to the European Parliament, knowing that he will meet people from the European Council, it is all very, very, very inspirational and important for us, I think. And I am really glad that Zelensky had this career of public speaking. He is not an actor right now, and I think it's pretty easy to see his emotions are very natural. And this is something that I was able to identify even at the start of this war. You know that I haven't been his supporter all the time of his career, but now I am. And I think that his ability to address people directly, his ability to find necessary arguments, is very important for the support that we continue feeling. Because the longer this war continues, the more people can grow tired, but at the same time, Russia wants to play long. After they have realized that Blitzkrieg failed, another option to try and win is actually to exhaust Ukraine and to exhaust the world, to make people feel tired of war and to close their eyes on what is happening. But I'm sure this will not be our case, and the world will continue standing with Ukraine. Moreover, there are lots of things that signalize that everything goes according to this normal European and Ukrainian plan. But one thing makes me feel a little bit disappointed, because as I scroll news on our main media, many headlines announce that Ukraine needs fighter jets, but it will not receive them in the closest perspective, and that different countries announce why they are not able to give us these fighter jets. For example, the Prime Minister of Belgium told that these fighter jets are needed for the protection of their country and also of the Baltic countries, of the Netherlands. And I totally understand that it is a serious reason and every country must first think about its own security. But I know that there are many countries that have lots of additional, if it's possible to say, fighter jets, more than they actually need. And everybody, like every country, is waiting for another country to start giving something to Ukraine. Britain has announced trainings for Ukrainian pilots, and this is a very good signal. But at the same time, the Minister of Defense also said that they are not ready to give fighter jets in the closest perspective. Poland has some jets that it is ready to give, and perhaps Poland is one of those countries that really well understands how dangerous Russia is and how important it is to do everything possible to prevent further movement of Russian troops deeper into Europe. And they are ready to give, but once again, they are also waiting for someone else to give first. And this resembles me like, I don't know, a classroom when you have an answer but you're not ready to raise your hand and you're waiting for someone else to start speaking, and then you will join. I don't think it's okay for like adult nations, and perhaps like someone should start giving this fighter jets, because we don't have planes. We need these planes. Russians have planes. They can produce them. They have switched their economy into that military direction, and now like they have mobilized 300,000 people, and while we are standing in a queue for weapons, they know they have to use this opportunity while Ukraine is not yet armed the way we need. And you know that these weapons, they get exhausted very quickly, the supplies, and they try to use this as an opportunity to take more Ukrainian territories, to kill more Ukrainian people, and to move closer to the borders of the European Union. So we don't want that. That's why our president is on this tour, if it's possible to say so, and I believe he's asking for serious weapons and of course for fighter jets. One of the comments that I have come across and I want to mention in this video was actually a question like, so many countries, so many NATO countries, so many of our allies who don't want escalation, who do not believe that this is actually the Third World War, don't want to call it that way and try to describe this as just as Ukrainian-Russian war, don't want to give weapons, start storing more weapons, and at the same time, like, they deny the danger of escalation or something. And there is a question like, what kind of different war are you getting ready for? Like, okay, you, from one point of view, you don't want any other war, and you realize the war in Ukraine, Russian war in Ukraine, is a problem and a tragedy, and still you believe it will not come to your borders. But at the same time, you are getting ready like crazy for a war. And the question is like, what other war are you getting ready for? This war is taking place. And if you invest in Ukraine, if you support Ukraine, we will be able to end it on the territory of Ukraine. It is not a blessing. It is a tragedy. We have never wanted to be a battlefield. I cannot even describe how many things changed for the worse for our people, for our infrastructure, for any sphere of our life. There are so many destructions, there are so many problems, but having sacrificed all that, and like, it's our curse that Russia is our neighbor and we were too relaxed because like we believed normality is stronger than it is. But now, going through all of that, we realize that we are a battlefield now, but we are ready to be this like shield for the rest of the world, and we're working hard, but we do need weapons because Russia is huge. They don't take care about their people. They have huge human resources that they are ready to sacrifice. They've got lots of old jets, modern jets, whatever. They continue producing them. Their military plants and factories work 4 shifts a day. So they have switched to that sphere, and sanctions are not really good working in this area. So they continue killing Ukrainians. And that's why it's important to give these jets so that we use them on our territory, destroying like our streets, but you won't need using them on your streets and in your territories, and then we will rebuild the world together. So anyway, that's how I see it, and I hope that new headlines will appear soon with the information on the number and types of fighter jets that countries are ready to give to Ukraine. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like and share my videos if you share my opinion, because I believe the world needs to know and see more of Ukraine. We have a beautiful country, and I wish the time when it is safe to come and discover Ukraine comes soon. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons, and helping our project Soviet Myths Debunked develop. Introduce yourself if you are new to this idea, and thank you so much for being with Ukraine and standing with us against Russia. Slava Ukraini!